Hey guys, Akil here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the importance of starting to trade. But before we get into that, make sure you support the podcast by leaving me a rating and a review, preferably on iTunes, but anywhere that you listen to this podcast at, if they give you the opportunity to leave a rating or a review, I would appreciate it. It is the best way to build and grow this podcast. Spotify told me at the end of last year that this is one of the most popular podcasts out there as far as Forex, trading, investing, and business goes. And I'd like to progress and end 2021 in a higher spot. But I can't do that without your help. So make sure you're doing those small things like that. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you one of our accountability sessions. If you guys are new to the podcast, these are sessions that we do on our platform each and every Friday with our traders where we bring them in and they tell us a little bit about their trading journey. If they're new, they talk about what got them into trading. We talk about how to progress through the course content and set up some, preliminary goals. And for the returners, they keep us updated on their journey, how they're progressing, have they achieved the previous goals that they set up, and what's next going forward. And in today's session, we have a returner who is updating us on his status. And we brought up a very cool subject, and it was the subject of getting started. And this may seem a little bit strange because most of the time when you hear us talk about traders and trading mistakes, it's telling people not to get started. Hey, don't trade live. You're not ready. It's too soon. You got to go through the process first. But on the other side of that, there are those who continue to kick the can down the road. And we actually had a conversation in this morning's Q&A. Give me a second. My youngest just broke in. Hey, buddy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy. All right, thank you. Can you close the door for me? Close door. Thank you. Good words. Appreciate it. Sorry about that, but these podcasts are live and unedited, so you get what you get, and every once in a while, right? I'm a family man. You get random kids breaking into my room and then wanting the cameo. Will probably charge me later for his cuteness or whatnot. But we were talking about people kicking the can, and usually we're talking about people not rushing into trading live, but on the other side, you have people that kick the can. And what I mean by kick the can is that they are obsessed with doing the work, but they never actually take the final steps. And let me ask you guys this, probably in your regular life, you've had the idea people that have all these ideas and they do all the planning around it, but they never actually take action. They set up all their goals, they set up all their tactics, everything has a time schedule and do this and do that. I need this, I need that. And the blueprint is just their success. But you talk to them 2 years later, it's like, hey, how's that business idea going? You're like, oh yeah, I'm still planning, and they never take action. Well, it's good to do all that fun stuff, but if you don't actually take action, there's no point in it. Think about someone that's trained hard in the gym working on their jump shot so they can hit that game-winning shot, but when they get the ball in the game, they don't actually take the shot, right? It's a waste. And this is for many reasons, right? And one reason would be this. A lot of people are actually afraid of success. Now, I don't think this is the reason for the person that in the interview I'm about to share with you, but I've spoke to someone this morning who I think part of their reason for creating more work for them to do is because they're afraid of success. In general, a lot of us are afraid of success, whether we know it or whether we don't, because success comes with pressure. Failure doesn't necessarily come with pressure. So doing something that's going to put you out there, doing something where the expectation is that you become successful can be extremely hard for many people because now the pressure is on. Now you have to hold yourself accountable. You now have an expectation, and it's a lot harder to perform when you have an expectation than when you don't have an expectation. But Jason Greystone does a good job of saying this in the interview that you don't have to be 100% ready to go before you go. You have to be ready. Don't get me wrong. You have to go through the right steps and be prepared. But sometimes you just got to go for it. And understanding that a massive part of the journey in life, in business, and especially in trading is the hands-on experience. It's discovering the unknown. It's discovering mistakes, discovering flaws in real time. It's dealing with the emotions of missing a trade, knowing that you shouldn't do it, but you did it anyway. It's learning to deal with the market as it gaps, and maybe you never saw that in your testing, right? That hands-on real-time experience, right? That is going to be the most those are going to be the most valuable lessons in your trading. I've done podcast episodes in the past that talk about intuition and how I think the best teacher in trading is experience, and you don't get experience unless you're actually doing something. So I think it's a cool concept. But before I turn this into a podcast in its own right, let's hop into the interview. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys next episode.
How you doing, Brian?
Hi, Jason. I'm very good, thanks. Happy to be
Good.
here.
Good. So you're not a stranger to these sessions anymore. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on since you last spoke.
Yeah, so this is my third session at this stage. The last time I was on was the end of August. So I've been with the platform since the beginning of May, and I've been really just taking my time, going through the foundational elements and practicing on the charts just to make sure I have everything straight before I get into backtesting. Didn't really want to rush things. So from the last session, what I said what I wanted to do was kind of by this stage to be finished with the courses for the first time and kind of have an idea of what strategy I might want to, or what kind of trading style I might want to trade with and backtest. So I've essentially achieved that, I suppose. I've finished the courses. I've done quite a bit of a revision on the foundational elements and practicing on the charts. I've decided that I will, for a start, I'll go with the swing trading the trend strategy. I like the confluence of moving averages in a pullback with structure. And I think a strategy with the trend is something that suits me. So that's what I'm going to go for. And I suppose I'll look towards maybe having a large swing trading portfolio and see, maybe not even add just Forex pairs, maybe other markets as well, but that's obviously further down the line. Yeah.
Cool. So what are you actually working on right now then? Like what's the focus?
I suppose I'm kind of you could say the last couple of weeks I've been in that difficult stage nearly between when you're finished the courses and you kind of have a decent grasp of the content, but you want to make the next step into backtesting, but you're not sure if you're ready yet. So really, when I watched your Navigators Summit there a couple of weeks ago, you had one slide on, I think it was called 7 Rules to Success or something like that, and you had 1, learn the basics, 2, foundational elements, and number 3, I think, was just to get a rules-based strategy in place. So I suppose that's the part that I'm on at the moment. And I have a kind of a goal now for the end of the year. So what I want to do is present just to my accountability group before the end of this year the rules of engagement for the first strategy that I want to backtest. Have a draft trade plan completed, and also just to have my backtesting spreadsheet set up and ready to go for the first week of January. So that's kind of the stage I'm at the moment.
Okay, and do you think that's doable at your current rate of implementation?
I think it is, yeah. As I said, I think I know the strategy now. It's just a matter of I just want to put it together. This is something that can be read through by someone else and maybe pick a few holes in it and to see if I can refine it a little bit before I start backtesting. But I think I can do it in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. You run your own business, right?
No, I don't. No. I work as a developer in a multinational bank.
That's right. In a large corporation. So how has that been during this time? Have you found time to still separate learning and keeping that?
Yeah, it's been great because I've been working from home since March, and it'll be at least Easter next year, at least April, before I'll be back in the office. So I'm not one to sit in my laurels. So I'm happy. This is great that my commute time is gone. I can do my laundry during the day, and I can catch up in trading then in the evening as well. So it nearly feels like I'm a semi-business owner at the moment, because I can structure my day a lot better, because I don't have to commute.
That's right. I remember you saying last time. Yeah, no, that's cool. So what's the what's one thing that you want to get out of the way for 2020? Like, get it done. Don't go into 2021 with it. You know, just have it done and be it a benchmark. What's the milestone? What's the stake in the ground for 2020?
I suppose probably the last element that I want to have in place really is to have the backtesting spreadsheet ready to go with the filters that I've identified that I want to begin with, to the backtest in the first week of January. So that's really my aim at the moment.
Cool. Okay. And what about going into the first quarter of next year? Will that be going into system optimization or more backtesting? Is there a certain amount of pairs that you want to get done?
I'm kind of finding it hard to say or to use a goal for that, because I'm really not sure how long it's going to take me. So I've tentatively kind of put in place, say maybe it'll take me 3 months to do, I don't know, so many pairs, and I'll see how it looks. I'm kind of finding it quite hard just to have a goal in place. I will have something, because I don't like to work to nothing. But
no, I think the most important thing is just having a process and a routine, because if you keep a routine going, the end result's inevitable. You're going to get there eventually. And with backtesting, one of the things that will come out is the whole kind of chicken and egg situation, or catch-22 situation, where you're going to have more ideas, and then you're going to go back, and then you're going to like implement new stuff into your testing. So you've got to allow for that. Some people do get stuck on that. Actually, my advice at that stage would be don't. I was talking about this in the live room this week, and I think it's really important to actually start trading eventually. Like, you don't want to be stuck on it forever and ever and ever. I think it's important to get to a point where you go, look, I'm always going to have ideas, but I need something that's profitable and I'm happy with, and then start trading that. And then you can do all the tweaking and optimization and develop new things and implement more into your portfolio. But I do think it's important to actually start trading. I do. I genuinely believe that. So have that in mind, when you get to that stage and you start coming out with more and more ideas. Yes, it's great to capture as much data as you possibly can, but don't let it, like, if you get so far down the road, don't then go, I'll start again. Because all you're going to do is you'll think, oh God, I don't want to do that again. And then you'll just end up giving up. So get to a point where you're happy, start trading live, then go and optimize. And I think that's how many of the people, many of the traders that have just gone live have done a very similar approach. So do you see any problems getting in your way? Is there any technicals or anything that you feel that you might struggle with?
I would say probably just going on what you just said there, probably I feel like I could fall into the trap of having a load of filters, too many filters. So I'm going to have to restrain myself from adding things in. I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't see a problem. I think I'm okay with the technicals. I won't have a problem with motivation. Yeah, it's probably a big unknown, I suppose, backtesting. Like I'm happy enough. I'm kind of a numbers guy, so I'm happy enough to go into the details of a spreadsheet. That's fine. I suppose it's just a matter of maybe I'll get a little bit too involved, and I'll have to try and drag myself out of that.
Yeah. If you've got a lot of filters, all you're going to do is have very few opportunities but high strike rates. So it might be that you've got so many filters that you have 2 trades in the whole year and they're both winners and it's 100% strike rate, and it's like, but it's 2 trades. So then you're going to have to start that compromise between opportunity and lowering your strike rate and increasing or lowering your profit, not your profit, but what I'm trying to say, just a compromise to get that balance between more opportunities and a good reward to risk profile and a system that actually suits your personality, which is really important. Cool. So look, mate, it's this is your third session. I mean, you're on a roll. I'd love to have another chat with you going into like next year, maybe the first quarter of next year at some point, maybe towards the end, just before your year's up in the platform, and see how you're getting on. But it sounds like you're rolling, and hats off for keep booking these sessions, because it's the momentum, and you've got something to speak about, you've got something to aim for. That we've spoke to you last time, so now when you come back in spring next year, you should be testing, if not optimizing. You should be around about that level. So thanks for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Great, thanks very much.
And I'll catch you on the platform. Take care.
Cheers.
I don't know about Brian. I don't know what it is with Brian, but he's just sitting there, but he looks like a massive guy. Like I reckon he's about 8 foot tall, just looking at those shoulders. Right, so we're going to bring on Steve next.